Welcome everyone, this is Zozo Stock Watch, and this is your stock watch list for Wednesday, October 25th. Alright, so let's go ahead and look at some of the news after the hours. AT&T came out with earnings after the bell, and that stock was down. Earnings per share and revenue miss on AT&T. Texas Instruments, they beat on earnings per share beat and revenue beat, and that stock popped and then it pulled back on Texas Instruments. Acme earnings per share beat, AKAM. That stock beat and held its gains in the after hours. Earnings per share and revenue beat for Acme. iRobot earnings per share beat, revenue miss. IRBT. That stock had popped and then it kind of trailed off here in the after hours. Shutterfly, SFLY, that stock tanked on their earnings. And then CMG, the big loser, well, one of the big losers in the after hours tonight on their earnings. Let's see, third quarter diluted earnings per share increased 155% on 8% revenue growth. And basically CMG was earnings per share and revenue miss, all right, on Chipotle Mexican Grill, and that stock really tanked in the after hours. ILMN, that stock popped a little bit on their earnings per share and revenue beat on that name. Capital One Financial, COF, popped and kind of held its gains on their earnings per share miss and revenue beat. Let's see, what else was a big name? We already mentioned Chipotle, Juniper. I will check Juniper real fast. JNPR, they had earnings, nothing much going on there, basically kind of sold off there. What else? AMD, that was the one I was trying to think of. Advanced Micro Devices, as you can see, the earnings per share and revenue beat, but that stock went down in after hours, down to about $12.50, and so that stock did not fare as well. And let's see if there was anything else. API crude numbers came out at 4:30. We'll check the USO, was up a little bit on the API crude oil data. Here it is. It was a small build on API. And some of your earnings, Lumber Liquidators had news after the bell here. Lumber Liquidators, and that stock was up in after hours, and so that stock popped on Lumber Liquidators announces memorandum of understanding to settle class actions related to Chinese laminate flooring. So that one had popped in the after hours. Kramer was out on his show tonight, 6 o'clock show, and he was touting GoPro, and there was a pop in GoPro, so that one's up in the after hours. There were some secondaries and offerings, and just scroll back real fast just to give you those so I don't forget. And this is courtesy of the trade exchange. SALT, tried to type. That stock was down in after hours on a proposed public offering. Also SNSS, also proposed public offering. That stock was down in the after hours. So some offerings after the bell tonight. So those two stocks are down. And IDRA offering, and that stock was down in after hours also. So that's kind of the, we had some earnings after the bell I went through, and some offerings. So that's pretty much it for that. And we'll go ahead and move on to the rest of the video. Some top gainers today in the market, courtesy of the trade exchange. We had ATOS, VISI, PTIE, TES, NSPR, Long Island T, TLRD, Acme, AKAM, KNL, WLL, IBN, and BBRG on the losing side. Whirlpool was down, CRTO, LOGI, HMNY, PCAR, CNC, DBVT, TNDM, and BIIB, Biogen. So those were your top gainers and top losers from the courtesy of the trade exchange. For call activity, unusual call activity, we had OSTK, HUN, LC, CX, Groupon, Verizon, AKS, ADSK, excuse me, and TAHO, TROX, all with unusual call activity. To the put side, we had CMCM, DBD, HON, and SEAS to the call for put activity. Sorry about that. All right, so for tomorrow, for our earnings reporting before the bell for earnings for Wednesday, October 25th, if it loads for me, there we go. A lot of earnings, that's why it took so long to load. Before the market, you see we have all these earnings coming up for tomorrow and in the morning. And let's see, we'll just see if there's any major names here in the morning. You know, there's a few big names, Visa, Dr. Pepper, Snapple, ALLY is a financial, FCX, Freeport McMoran, that reports earnings in the morning, and Grubhub will also be reporting, GRUB, and then after the bell, you know, you see Amgen is reporting after the bell. Let's see if there's any other big names here. CA. That's pretty much it. Mostly Amgen, and then LVS, Las Vegas Sands. So we'll see how the casino stocks are doing after that tragic shooting in Las Vegas, and that'll be LVS after the bell on Wednesday. All right, so let's go ahead and check out what our economic information, MBA mortgage applications, 8:30 durable goods. 9 o'clock we have home price index, 10 o'clock new home sales. So a lot of home builder numbers coming out tomorrow, 9 and 10 o'clock. Then 10:30 we have the EIA petroleum oil report. Watch your USO, SCO, your ETFs for oil, and keep an eye on those. And that's for Wednesday at 10:30 for that. And then for our earnings conference calls tomorrow, for Wednesday before the open, let's see, we have ESRX, WBA. Let's see if there's any other big ones here. And this is courtesy of Earnings Cast. And then after hours, we have FFIV, and VAR will have their earnings calls after the bell. Our futures, it's about 7:10 my time. And the Dow was up about 167 points today. Currently, the futures are down about 20. S&P futures down about 4, and the Nasdaq futures down about 7 points. So in the service today, we called Mankind over $3.52. We had this battle going on here at $3.40, and I felt if it could get over $3.52, we might climb, and we did. We got up to about $3.81 on Mankind off of this kind of bottom reverse play here, and a nice push up for gains on Mankind. The other one that we traded in the afternoon was this SRAX, and you see here it had come up to 4 and retraced, and 4 was obviously the number of support and resistance here. I felt if we could get over this 404 level, we might get a pop coming out from underneath. And that's exactly what happened. We got over 404, 405 entry. All alerts are in the room and microphoned, and we got a nice pop on this thing all the way up to $4.39. Of course, we were trimming and trailing on the way up on SRAX. So that was a afternoon trade that we did at the service. And you say, what service? And I say, well, it's ZozoStockWatch.com. And you can go ahead and give us a test drive for $9.99, 7-day trial offer, or you can go straight to the monthly for $84.95. If you do the $9.99, you get access to the main room, the Omnovia room. You also get access to the private Twitter feed for swing trades. And if you're just a swing trader, we have an offering for you too. If you don't have time to sit at your computer all day, we have swing trading, and that's $29.95 per month. And we also allow you 3 days of access to the stock room, the Omnovia room. All right, so there's a subscription for everybody here. If you want to just give us a whirl, $9.99. You can try that for 7 days for ZozoStockWatch.com. You hit the Join Me button, and I'll put this down in the description for you so you can come check us out. Thanks very much for listening. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the watch list real fast. We had BONT popping this afternoon, so we'll have this one on watch, over 10 million shares. We'll see if this will set up intraday. It's a under $1 name, but it can make some nice moves. BONT. Next up, we have CBay, and this is the daily chart, and you see it kind of popped here, 1.3 million shares. We'll see if there's any kind of setup intraday on this CBAY. CCCR, still watching this one, been watching it all week. Still with the topping tails here. Would like it to get over maybe, 375, consolidate, and then break out over this 385 spot for CCCR. CRIS, nice pop here today. Got an upgrade, so 1.6 million shares. We'll see if it wants to do maybe a continuation type of move, excuse me. But you see it's kind of coming out of this consolidation here, trying to get back over the 50 SMA. Watch that 175, 176 break. DDD, some call activity in this name. Chatter also in DDD. And John Najarian was also talking about this one on CNBC. So we'll see if there's any more juice in the tank there. DEST, it's had a nice run here. I'm not sure if it's going to get a continuation move, but I'll keep it on watch on DEST. FCEL, this one was kind of popping here a little bit. You see the daily needs to get over, this 225 spot on FCEL. Also, Plug announced a 10-for-1 reverse split for Plug, and so that stock was down. So we'll see if FCEL wants to do anything. GNMX, finally got over this 175. It's holding, nice candle here. We'll see if there's any type of continuation move in GNMX. GoPro, Kramer mentioned it. Like I said, it was popping in after hours. We'll see if it has any kind of movement tomorrow. LL popping in after hours, and so I'll see if this has any setup for tomorrow on Lumber Liquidators. MBVX, this is another one of those under $1 names. Kind of popped, pulled back on the name. So, we'll see if this has any kind of setup. Probably needs to get over like 85 cents or so, maybe get that 90-cent break. Mondelez, call activity in this name. John Najarian mentioned it on CNBC. Trying to get back over that 41 area on the name, and also the 50 SMA. So we'll keep that one on watch. Mankind, I'll see if I get another setup like I did today. Stock gave us a nice gain, and so we'll see if this one sets up again for tomorrow. Moss, agricultural name, ag name, trying to get back over 22. High today was 21.80. I see potash, POT was moving up today. Let me check. CF was moving up today. So maybe this is kind of the laggard. Let's see if this one wants to turn the corner. So MOS, we'll see if that one has any play in it. And of course, since I mentioned it, POT, we'll be watching POT, potash, for maybe a possible continuation move on this name, POT. Next one up is NQ, nice pop, 1.5 million. We'll see if there's any kind of intraday setup on NQ. NSPR, another one of these names that's under $1, actually under 50 cents, but trying to get back over maybe 47, 50 cents. So NSPR had volume last week. So we'll see if this thing will pop for tomorrow. Oracle, daily, maybe trying to set up here, maybe through that $50.25 on Oracle ORCL. So you know, it's holding back above the fast moving averages ORCL. PSTI, big popper today, and a nice move up, so we'll see if that sets up tomorrow. RCON, an oil name that popped up today, gave back its gains, but we'll see if this can re-trigger tomorrow. SENS, you know, over 700,000 shares, popped off the 250 spot here, so we'll see if this wants to do anything tomorrow. SRAX, this one will be on watch for tomorrow. Again, we'll see if it sets up. Gave us a nice trade in the service today. SRRA, nice pop here today. Maybe trying to take out these recent highs here of, you know, that $1.95 spot on SRRA. I believe this had an upgrade, and over 800,000 shares traded in SRRA. TENX, another one under a $1 name, but nice pop, 1.5 million. So we'll see if this one wants to do anything for tomorrow. TRXC, you know, it had this big pop. It's pulled back. It's still holding around this 5 EMA on the daily chart here. So we'll see if this can get back over maybe $3.35 and maybe get this 350 break. We'll see. USEG, nice pop today. We'll see how that sets up intraday. 4.9 million shares, oil and gas name. So keep an eye on that one. VISI. 6.4 million shares traded, nice pop. Staffing and outsourcing on VISI, so we'll see how that one does. WLL was actually popping in the after hours tonight, so I'll have this one on watch and see if we can get a trade in this one. Another one that I don't have on the list, I'll add it though, just came to me, is MRO. Looking for this thing to break out over, you know, that 14 level on MRO. And let me go ahead and add that, MRO, and we'll see what this one wants to do. We didn't look at any of the indices tonight, but we'll take a quick look at the SPY. Sorry for all the lines. That comes off of my intraday charts. So here's the SPY. You know, we had this push up, then this push down, but all we are doing is messing around with the 5 EMA. We're not bulls and bears, are just not making any headway. You know, kind of an indecisive doji candle here. You know, we'll see. Volume was about 66.9 million on the volume. So, you know, just a big struggle right now, kind of consolidation. Nobody wants to give up, you know, this 5 EMA, but, you know, we'll see how the battle works out. IWM, a little bit weaker here, but still holding around the 20 SMA on the IWM, IWC. Below the 20 SMA on that, and QQQ, you know, trying to hold this 20 SMA on the QQQ. If we look at Apple, this one holding the 20 SMA, trying to get back over the 50 SMA. Amazon, this is going to be reporting Thursday, if my memory serves me right, and trying to hold this 150 SMA currently on Amazon. Google, you know, below the 20 SMA now on Google. Tesla, you know, also below the fast moving averages, but trying to hold this 150 SMA, the orange dotted line. Netflix, this one actually, you know, bounced off the 20 SMA now, and trying to get back over, you know, that 197 and the 10 SMA. And Facebook, you know, was looking good, then pulled back here, now still holding above the 50 SMA, so it has its work cut out for it to try to get back over that 10 SMA on Facebook. IBB, this was the weak one today, and that came down almost to the 100 SMA on the IBB, so I'll have to keep an eye on this. XBI, also came down to the 50 SMA on the XBI. Let's look at some inverses just for the heck of it to see what's going on with these. I tried a small trade in the TZA today at 1331. We got as high as 1339, but we couldn't muster any more push in the TZA. So this is an inverse. When you go long this, you're basically, you know, shorting the IWM. All right, so TZA, SDS is basically when you go long this, you're shorting the SPY. So if the SPY moves down, this will go up, and that's SDS. SPXU, also an inverse, and if the SPY moves down, this should move up. If you're looking for one for the Dow, you have DOG, D-O-G, and if the Dow moves down, if it ever moves down, this would move up on DOG. So that's some of your inverses. We'll take a look at the Dow Jones real fast. There was a bunch of earnings that came out today in the Dow Jones, and the Dow Jones just kept pushing higher, up about 167, 168 points, and a lot of that was Caterpillar, which gapped up on their earnings. McDonald's had earnings, and they pushed that one down, and basically it came down to the 13 EMA where it's been before, and it kind of held that 13 EMA on McDonald's. So another one that came out with earnings from the Dow was 3M, and they popped that one nicely. UTX didn't fare as well. That's in the Dow, and that one pulled back today in the Dow. All right, and another Dow component, General Electric, moved down to new lows here today in General Electric, but Caterpillar was definitely the big winner in the Dow today, and it carried the day for the Dow. All right, so that's about it. Come check out my service. I'll put the links in the description and also in the comments. You can come try us out for $9.99, or you can do the monthly and get access to the chat room, or you can do, if you're working, you can do our swing trade service for $29.95 for access to the private feed. All right, thank you so much for listening. Thank you very much for watching on YouTube. I hope these videos are helping you. Went through some of the inverses. They may come in handy. All right, so keep your eye on some of these inverses. If the market starts to turn around, there will be a pullback. We just don't know when. But keep your eye on either TZA or SDS. Some folks like to play the volatility, the TVIX and the UVXY. I'm not a fan of those as much as I am a fan of TZA and SDS and SPXU and DOG. So, pick your poison, I guess. Just keep an eye on them. Let's see if we ever get a turnaround in this market. All right, thank you so much. This has been Zozo Trader, Zozo Stock Watch. Mike is the real name, and come check out my service. Thank you very much.